Hi and Assalamualaikum to Dr. Raihana. I am Nur Ain Hanani. As a representative to my group, we will be presenting our answer on the differences of two types of public debt, which are internal and external debt. In the case of internal debt, it is the part of government debt in a country that is owed to lenders within the country. The resources are transferred from the bondholders, individuals, and institutions to the public treasury, and the government can spend it for public purposes. For example, in Malaysian government, internal debt is subject to the Loans Act 1959, Government Funding Act 1983, and Treasury Bills Act 1946. These acts cover Malaysian Government Securities (MGS), Malaysian Government Investment Issues (MGII), and Malaysian Islamic Treasury Bills (MITB), and Treasury Bills (MTB). Internal debt also involves government housing sukuk because prior to 2016, public housing loans were still considered national debt, approximately 3% of total government debt. In addition, internal loan also may be voluntary or compulsory. Voluntary debt is government debts that are normally of voluntary nature and to persons and organizations controlled by the government bonds. For example, of Malaysian government bonds are Malaysian Government Securities (MGS) and Government Investment Issues (GII). Compulsory debt is a rare phenomenon in modern public finance, unless there are some special circumstances like war or crisis when government can put pressure on people to give loans. For example, Malaysian government seek parliamentary approval to increase funds for COVID-19 support measures and raise the country's statutory debt ceiling. Meanwhile, in the case of external debt, it is the portion of a country's debt that is borrowed from foreign leaders, different from internal debt. For instance, the loan might allow one nation to buy resources it needs from the country that provided the loan. If a nation is unable or refuses to repay its debt, it is said to be sovereign default. So, the International Monetary Fund (IMF) is one of the agencies that keeps track of countries' external debt. Moreover, an external debt also leads to a transfer of wealth from the lender nation to the borrower nation. When the loans is made through the means of external loans, the resources available to the borrowing nation increase. When a country borrows from overseas, it derives a purchasing power which enables it to increase its resources such as hospitals, schools, roads, and others. That's all from our group and thank you for listening.